Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another episode of Wine and Chisme. Today I have Cynthia Rodriguez. Hola, Cynthia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So happy to be here.
I am too. You know what? We were just sharing that a lot of people come on, and it's okay to come on and promote what you're doing, right?
Mhm,
Whether it's your business, a book, sometimes it's just sharing information.
mhm.
And today we get to literally just have girl talk. And I'm
Yes,
so excited about that because I feel like I don't get enough of that. Obviously, with Erica, at the end of the month, we get our little chisme episodes, but we have things that that we need to touch
right.
on of what happened. This, we just get to talk.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like, it's like real chisme.
Yeah, for sure. And can I just say, if you are watching this on YouTube, my hair looks good today. So I'm just really proud.
I love the curls.
So, and we were talking about our ganas, like just letting them
Yes.
come out, just let them
Mhm.
go through, come out and go through. This is just
It's a
wisdom.
losing battle. Yes,
Well, yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, if you get your hair done, you're having to get it done constantly. And girl, right now in this economy,
I was having to
uh,
do it every 3 weeks, and there's just no way.
oh my gosh.
There's no way. So yeah, it's been natural for a while now, probably since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I got my hair dyed was maybe a few weeks, couple weeks before my wedding. So it's been 2 years that I haven't dyed my hair.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
if it was a choice between coloring my hair and planning a vacation, I'm gonna go with planning a vacation.
vacation. If you really want, they have the sprays that you can, if
Yes.
you really need to cover it
Yeah.
temporarily, they
Let me
got
pull out my
those.
mascara.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm gonna read Cynthia's bio. We are going to share what we are drinking, and then we're gonna
Mhm.
just start the chisme. So,
Let's
Cynthia
do it.
Rodriguez is an educator with over 20 years of experience, but these days she's just as proud of being a mom to two kids thriving in New York City and a member of a big, loud, loving family in San Antonio that she visits often. She loves gardening, dancing, and finding joy in the little things. She is passionate about equality, community, and becoming more herself every day. Her favorite quote by Sandra Cisneros says it best: I am obsessed with becoming a woman comfortable in her skin. Girl,
Yes.
like
Yes. Absolutely.
all of us,
It's
right? That's
taken 53 years, but it's I'm getting there.
isn't it crazy though? Oh, let's go. Let's share our wine and then I'm gonna
Oh,
then we'll just
great.
get into it. So, what are you drinking today, Cynthia?
So I pulled out a bottle of Cabernet Franc. I brought it up
Mm.
to the room with me because hey, I might want a second glass. Los Noques.
Ooh,
It
where's that
is
from?
Valle de Uco Mendoza, Argentina.
Oh, nice.
Familia Leone Aragoni, limited edition bottle. So I pulled it out of the wine fridge.
Oh, sorry, Mom. I was pulling the my bottle out and apparently my dog was leaning against it, so it ruffled her up. So I am
Probably should have
having
started.
a
I probably should have started with something a little lighter, but here we
it's
are.
okay. I'm having a soles Albariño. This is out of Lodi, California, but Chris has a tasting room in downtown Orange in California, so not too far
Oh,
from you. It's called
yeah.
Wine and Wax. Very good friend to me, very good friend to the pod.
Oh,
So,
nice.
uh, salud, mujer.
Salute. Salute.
Oh yeah, this guy just opened this bottle too, so
Ooh.
it's nice. It's
Oh,
nice,
I
nice.
even have my Sandra Cisneros poster. She's right
Oh,
here
there
on
you
my
go, right
desk
in front of you.
for influence and inspiration.
Yes. Well, I'm excited because you're not too far from me. Actually, you're in Orange County,
Actually, I'm here in
and
San Diego County.
you are.
Yeah. I'm here in San Diego.
Oh my gosh, how did I not know? Well, your address said you're in Orange County.
Really?
It says Lemon Grove.
Oh, Lemon Grove
Oh
is
yeah,
right outside of San Diego. Yeah,
yeah.
like proper, San Diego
Yes.
proper. So like
Yeah,
20
yes.
minutes from.
Actually, no, I knew that because I have a school that I work at Lemon Grove at one of our schools. So I don't know how I did it. I was thinking Garden Grove, which is in Orange
Ah,
County.
got it.
We could have totally done this in person.
We could have, and I wasn't sure what your schedule looked like, but there can be a part two.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. I am such a dork. I just literally, I don't know. And I, like I said, I do something, part of the work that I do, we go to Lemon Grove Preparatory
Lemon
Middle
grove.
School.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So I'm
Wow.
there often.
How funny. Yeah. Right up the street with a
And
big lemon.
yes. And I don't know. I've obviously had a major brain fart on that because we could have done this totally in person, but we're here. We're doing
Yes,
it.
yes.
Super
No
excited.
worries.
It's kind of like an overcasty day today. It's
It has been a little weird.
yeah. Well, I mean, earlier, like last week, it was boiling hot. It was so
Oh my
freaking hot.
gosh. When it's like that, I just feel like I didn't move here for that because I lived in Texas most of my life. I came here for cooler temperatures.
Well, it's not Texas, that's for sure. It
No,
doesn't because it doesn't
no.
get that humid like it does there, and it doesn't get as hot like if
It's,
as
yeah,
it does there.
absolutely.
I lived in Dallas for 15 years. So
Yeah.
I
So,
get that. Yeah, so I get
yeah.
that. I think we just have the perfect type of humidity.
Oh, it's amazing. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why we made the trek out here was the weather. It's just amazing.
So did you move from New York or did you move from San Antonio?
I moved from San Antonio, so my kids actually did San Antonio, San Diego, New York, and I went from San Antonio to San Diego at the ripe age of 42 years old.
Girl, oh my God. So I did a couple of moves. I went from like as a on my own because we moved as a family, but on my own
Hmm.
I went from Escondido, so North County, San Diego. I went
Hmm.
from Escondido to Orange County, to Dallas, back to Orange County,
Hmm.
to the Phoenix area,
Oh,
then
wow.
back to Dallas, and then back to San Diego.
So you know heat.
Yeah, yes, yes. I did the dumbest thing when I moved back to Dallas because I lived in uh it's a city called Chandler and I lived there for about a year and I just like it wasn't for me and I was like, "You know what?
Hmm.
I have built a life for myself in Dallas. I'll go." So
Hmm.
that's when I went back. But I moved in June like a dummy.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I went from like super dry heat to super humid heat and I felt like I couldn't breathe for a
Oh
month.
yeah. It's oppressive. It's so bad. Yeah.
Ugh. And then you know what the
My
bad?
family knows I don't, oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My family knows I don't visit from May to like October because it's too hot. There's
You
nothing
just
like
missed
you,
the state fair time.
yes.
It
But you
is.
were
And
gonna
then you
say,
never know when it's going to be like, it's just the most, well, at least, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if it's the same in San Antonio, but in Dallas, like when I first moved there, when I'd be like, this weather is so weird, like, they're like, oh, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes
oh yeah,
because it changes so much. I mean, it could literally be blazing sun and then you get the freaking tornado
tornado
sirens
warnings.
going and you're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what the heck, it's so weird.
Oh yeah, the temperature will drop 40 degrees in one day. I taught school, most of my career was teaching in San Antonio, and it would be 80 degrees in the morning and you'd leave and it was 40 degrees.
So weird, but I mean that was one of the things I think I tried to make Texas work for a really long time for me, and it just like I never had anything. It was either my personal life was really good and then my career was looking like crap,
Oh my
or
gosh,
my
so
career
relatable.
was going really good, or and then my personal life was like crap. It was like nothing ever aligned, and it was really like trying to put a square peg in a round hole for the longest time,
Oh, yeah.
and I
And
loved
I have
it.
a bias, but I'll say San Antonio has a different vibe. It's much different than Dallas. I call Dallas South Oklahoma.
Well,
Right.
okay, I actually had not like me and my girlfriends went to San Antonio for a weekend and we had a really bad experience.
Oh no. Oh
So
no.
it was really like we just went for the weekend. We, did all of the touristy stuff, of course, went to the Alamo,
Hmm.
did the river walk, and then we're like, well, we want to go out because we are like
Yeah.
really cute and in our 20s and let's go out. And so we went to a club called Polyesters.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm
On
like,
the
I sure
river,
she knows polyesters.
oh, yeah,
And
plenty
they
of
were
poor
giving us
decisions.
yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted
Yeah.
to make poor, we were in our 20s. We wanted to make poor
Yes.
decisions. And the bouncer was like giving us a hard time about getting in.
It
And so
was
that just
probably
gave
your
us
California license. That's
no, no,
probably
no.
what
I
did
was
it.
living in Texas at that time. I did have
Oh,
a
so you
Texas
were in Dallas.
license.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was just giving us the hardest time. And finally, like, where when we walked in, we were already like bitter because he was giving us such a hard time. So I mean, I don't think we we let that kind of ruin our whole weekend, I think,
Yeah.
instead of just like, fine, whatever. We were just like, can you believe that guy?
Yeah, there is another place right down the road from that because I think polyesters, there was Hell at the Moon. There were a couple of other places along that little strip that were a lot of fun. But the best time to go to Texas for me, at least in San Antonio, is right now. April, Fiesta's happening. Like right, the Spurs are in the playoffs right now. So the city is just, full of energy and fiesta and celebration. The weather's good. You get a few little rain showers here and there, but it's not boiling hot. So
Yeah.
April is my favorite time to be in Texas. April and October, November are really like prime time.
Oh yeah. I've been, I mean, I've gone for like overnight things. So I went gone there for like a wedding.
Hmm.
My boyfriend at the time, he hadn't, so I bought us tickets to a Spurs game and we drove down and
Yeah.
spent then I think we just did a night. I don't remember if we did a weekend or not. It was so long ago.
Oh,
So I mean, this is a guy I dated probably 20 years ago now. So it was a long
yeah.
time ago.
The
Yeah,
city has
that's
changed so much too. And then, now that I've gone, I go back frequently because all of my family's still there. But the city's changed so much. There's, lots of cool coffee shops and restaurants, things that weren't there when I was living there. And I always think, man, why wasn't this here when I was here?
so what was the biggest things like in regards to how it was when you grew up?
Well, in terms of like the party scene or just growing up in San
Just
Antonio?
growing up in San Antonio. I always joke that people born in Texas are taken like once they're born, they're taken into a different room and like because Texans are crazy proud. Like there is nothing else in the world outside of Texas. And
Texans love Texas.
yes. Oh my gosh. It is unreal. And girl, I am proud to be from California. And I'm particularly even prouder to be from San Diego.
Oh, for
But
sure. America's
oh
finest
my
city.
gosh, yes. But I don't even
I
know how to
will.
explain how Texans are.
Oh, yeah. I will say, now that I've reached the age where, there's a lot of reflection happening on my life, going way back to when I was a young girl, that there is, and, there's going to be Texans that are listening to this that are probably going to be upset about it, but there is tiny bit of indoctrination happening in our school system in Texas, right? I mean, if you see what's happening now, but for sure, we are taught to love Texas. And, I can say I've definitely loved and still do love many parts of Texas. I have a lot of issues with the things that are currently happening in Texas, but it'll always be home and it's what I love. Um, and it all depends on where you're from. And I had a very different experience, I think, depending on the part of the state that you live in. I always say Texas is divided up really into four parts, right? North Texas is
Yes.
what South Oklahoma for me. You have South Texas, where I'm from. West Texas is like the desert. And then East Texas is practically, Houston, Louisiana. So I feel like I grew up in a really the beautiful part of the city where I was still able to be deeply influenced by my Mexican culture and heritage, right? It was something that we lived daily. I grew up born and raised on the south side of San Antonio, so very much a proud Mexican American person in a family that worked hard, lived in a nice neighborhood, and honestly didn't experience racism and microaggressions until I moved to California. It was this,
Really?
I was in a community with, every school that I taught at had Hispanic leadership, had Hispanic teachers. and I worked at three different school districts in Texas and never felt like I was the only brown person. And when I moved here, I was like, where are all the brown teachers? Where are the rest of the brown people at? And it was
You're at
such
the
a
wrong
weird
schools
experience.
because the schools that I work at, there's a lot.
Well, in terms of like upper administration,
Oh
right? Like
yeah.
even the teachers, like they're where are they? But feel very blessed to have experienced that rich, deep culture, especially, like I said, people listening in Texas know we're proud to be from the South Side. Cindy from the South Side is what I still refer to myself as, right? I just loved that experience. It was a strong Hispanic, Mexican American community that was just prosperous and put together. It was very much like this Leave It to Beaver, but brown version, right? The mom stayed at home, the dads went off to work, we went on vacation, my mom had a new car. It's just this, we lived a really beautiful, beautiful life. And they set some pretty deep foundations of work ethic and integrity, you know,
Oh,
something that
that's so
I carry
lovely.
with me. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of expectation growing up? Like, did you put a lot of pressure on yourself, or do you feel like your parents put a lot of pressure on you, like growing up like that?
So, one of the things that I think about, because I wasn't, I, I want to recognize the difference between like the experience of a first generation person versus someone who's lived in this space, a couple of generations. There's still that expectation, but there wasn't that expectation that, I sacrificed all of this for you and now you need to go and do the best that you can do. There was that expectation that you work hard so that you can achieve good things and so that you can maintain your life. My dad raised three girls, and I always tell people he raised three women like he was raising three men. He didn't want us
Where are
to
you
have.
in that order?
I'm the baby, and I always say they save the best for last.
I'm the oldest of three girls, and I'm the reason I was so amazing. I'm the reason they kept going.
There you go. There you go.
My youngest sister's the reason they stopped.
They're like, that's it. My family probably
Yeah,
feels the
see,
same way. Honestly, they're like, no more after her.
that's look,
But
as the oldest, right? That's why I can easily say I'm like, yeah, I was so amazing. They wanted more. And guess what?
yeah,
Where did they stop? Right there.
at you, yeah. I learned from my sisters, if you will, mistakes. Right? They basically paved that path for me. They took all the brunts of that raising two daughters in a Hispanic household. But the expectation was that we could maintain ourselves, right? My dad was very much like, you have to be able to be financially independent. You shouldn't need to rely on a man. You should know how to change your tire. You should be able to manage your life by yourself.
Mhm.
And that's a great thing, but it's also difficult when then you are in a relationship and you think you're the boss, right? And
Oh,
what I say
yes,
goes, I
totally.
manage my own household, I manage myself. I don't need you.
Oh my gosh, that is so similar. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, Cynthia, no freaking joke. So, have I had to change a tire? No. Could I manage it? Yes, I could absolutely manage it. I know the basics. I know what I
yeah.
have to do. Like,
Hmm.
I'm that person. I feel like, but also our generation, I was talking to somebody else about this recently, is very much the figure it out generation, right? Like, we had to always
Absolutely.
just, you don't know how to do it? Well, I don't know what to do. Like, figure it out, figure it out.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that's what we do. But my mom was the one who was like, you know, never depend fully on a man. You need to have your own money, blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
And my dad was fully supportive of that. But I didn't get married until I was 46. And so I had managed my whole life on my own.
Yes.
And when my husband first moved in with me, before we even got engaged, but when he moved in with me, it was so hard to give up control because I
Absolutely.
am
Yeah.
used to having things how I want it. And it was
Hmm.
so like even now I'm still learning to let go because it's only been a couple I'm still learning
Yeah.
to let go.
Yeah.
So he makes fun because he will ask me something that I feel like, duh, of course. Like the other day he asked, did I pay rent? He's like, oh, you paid rent, right? Um,
Yes.
duh. And I in my head, I'm like, yeah, I live by myself more than half of my life. I know how to pay rent and when rent is due.
Yes.
But in his head, he's like, oh, I just because he's not doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yeah.
every like I take care of all the finances, all the bills. I don't even think he knows
Mm-hmm.
how to log into our bank account, right? Like I take care of it. So he
Yeah.
trusts me with that as he should because
Abs-
I make sure everything is taken care of.
that's what a
But
partnership is about. Yeah.
yeah. But like I remember one time, I think we were buying like a watermelon or something, and he's like, "Here, put it on the top part." And I'm like, "I know where to put it. You think I haven't bought a watermelon by myself before? You know, I was single for a long time before you."
Yeah.
So,
I know how to pick a watermelon. Thank you
yes.
very much.
But now he jokes. He's like, "I was single for 347 years."
We have a very similar experience because, we're both coming, I call it the second act. We're both coming with, prior relationships and coming into a household where we have both managed our own households. So have to compromise on like what how we are going to arrange the kitchen, and what does it look like to manage the living spaces, and how are we going to divide it so that we all feel like we have a fair share. But I think the same thing, I've often said I've owned a house before. I know,
Yeah.
right? I know the in and outs of a household, also raising two kids. I know these things. Just I always say, just listen to me.
Right. I know it's so funny how especially when me, my first act, you your second act, right? In
Mhm.
my solo act, or not solo, my hopefully my only act in regards
Mhm.
to that. But
Right.
it's so interesting when you come into it as being older because
Mhm.
you don't come in with the same insecurities that you would have in your 20s, even 30s. You don't come in with
Yeah.
like you're a solidified person. That doesn't mean
Yep.
that you're not going to evolve and change or whatever, but just like that core person you are, that's who
Yep.
you
You
are.
know who she is. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's really, what was the hardest part for you when in this second act, as far as being older and getting into this? And like, what's been the hardest part as far as bringing your lives together?
I would say, we have a blended family. So blended families always pose, challenges. Regular families pose challenges. Blended families pose challenges as well. I think just being able to um, trust each other, that we were going to be making decisions that would, be in both parties' interests, that it wasn't a one-sided relationship, that we really did have to trust one another. Obviously, our previous relationships weren't successful, so there was that to contend with. So it's just like building trust. And I will say, like, learning to communicate. Oh my gosh. I feel like
Shoot.
we both had an advantage of like reflecting on, oh, that didn't work the first time, or that's probably not how I should handle it. But still learning how to communicate with someone in a way that's respectful, that doesn't cause injury, that you're not getting triggered by the things that maybe existed prior to that person. And we went to couples therapy. I tell everyone, couples therapy is not just because you're having an issue. It's for maintenance. It's for solving problems that you can't solve on your own, or you're trying to solve them and you're not able, you're hitting a brick wall. Get a professional, right? You need to go see someone who knows how to do those things. The expectation that we automatically know how to be in a relationship is foolish. Like, everyone should go to therapy. I wish it was prescribed. If anyone from my
Right.
family is listening, go to therapy.
No, I mean, I think, and that's the kind of sad part is so many, myself included, would benefit from therapy, right? And then just with the quality of healthcare, including mental health care right now.
Oh gosh, yes.
It's so hard and it becomes so uh out of reach for so many. Even if you have like those like where you can do online therapy and stuff like
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
that's still expensive because
They
I've gone
cost
on there
money.
before. That's still expensive. It's still not cheap. It's a like few $100s a month for even for that.
Absolutely. And it's so unfortunate because it feels like it doesn't feel like it is another form of oppression, right? It's a problem that's systematic. I mean, systemic. It's part of a bigger problem. And then you factor in culturally speaking, right? There is that no tienes nada, estás bien.
Yeah.
You're what are you complaining? Why are you depressed? Why are you
Yeah,
sad?
no, you're
Ponte a
not
limpiar.
depressed. You're not depressed. Just go outside. Just go do
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or you're not depressed. You're just whatever. I don't know. There's always something, but
Yes.
I
So
no, I
I will
totally
always
agree.
advocate for therapy and, just conversations like that, especially familial conversations, are hard to have, but we have to have them. What's the alternative? The
Yes.
alternative is just to sweep it under the rug and never address it. And
And then those
that
resentments
causes more
build
damage.
up
Oh,
and
yes,
totally.
absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Um, when we're talking about being from Texas and everything, I think one thing, and I've seen it a lot on social media. I don't know if you've seen this or not in regards to like Tejanos are really a whole other breed.
Yes.
And oftentimes it's because people, and not to say that there's not still first, second gen,
Hmm.
people there, but a lot of people there are like six, seven, like
Yeah. We've
generations
been
deep,
there. Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
definitely that we didn't cross the border crossed us, but then it became like so ingrained, like
Hmm.
in everything. And what are you like when you talk to your family? Like, what are you hearing just in, or how are they feeling about what's happening in Texas right now? And how are you feeling? Are you
Oh.
about what are you afraid of what's happening in Texas right now?
Oh, for sure, and have been for a long time. Like I said, I taught there. The bulk of my career was teaching in San Antonio, and quite frankly, the most rewarding career that I could have had, and really just um, forged such beautiful relationships with students and students' families and administrators and teachers. People that went from coworkers to friends to family. Like my soul family is what I call them. But absolutely fearful of what Texas could become. I want to keep what I say as PG as possible, but
You don't
I
have
wouldn't be.
to.
I wouldn't be sad if Greg Abbott rolled off a cliff.
Girl, I
Uh,
cannot stand that
don't get me
man.
started on Ken Paxton and what he has managed to do to, I will say, to women and children of Texas, because I was affected by that because I was a divorced mother with two kids who, would have liked the other parent to support fully, and the state wouldn't hold anybody accountable. I always say Ken Paxton hates women and children. He doesn't care. He likes the rest of the white men that he associates with. I do feel hopeful that Texas will eventually turn. Um, I can
I think
say
James
with
Tallarico has a good chance.
yes, I agree. And I can say with my full chest that people uh, who look like you and I, who voted for Trump, are bullshit. I mean, come on. Did you really think that he was out for your best interest? And I don't want to go on a tangent because, I could talk to you for hours about this
No,
subject,
it's okay. It's okay. Just
but
again, we're just talking about mistakes, girl.
but I will say that I am hopeful, and if anyone, feels like they can't make a difference, go exercise your right to vote. Your voice, your vote is your voice. Go do it. There's no reason for you not to register, get yourself out there, mail in your freaking ballot, right?
Yeah.
Go mail in your ballot. There is nothing keeping you from exercising your right to vote. And if you're pissed off about the things that are happening, go do something about it, because you
Yeah.
can't complain if you don't vote, you
Agreed.
know?
Agreed. I was
And
living in
I,
Texas the first. So I was living in Texas when Greg Abbott became governor. I was living in Texas the first uh Trump administration, or like when that in 2016 when he got elected, and then I moved back to California in 2017. In January, I was like, I'm out of here.
oh, yikes.
But
Yeah.
so Greg Abbott was the so I graduated from UNT, from University of
Oh,
North
okay.
Texas. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a mean green eagle.
Woohoo.
Uh, but the it was the first time because all the colleges have like individual graduations, and it was the
hmm
first year in years that they were going to do a full university graduation.
Yeah.
Then they announced the guest speaker, and it was Greg Abbott.
Ugh,
And so
vomit.
many people went from super excited to I'm not going. Like I was planning on going to that. I thought it was going to be so cool to be around.
hmm
No, I didn't go. I was like, why would I go to see this man who literally, so if you guys don't know about Greg Abbott and you just know him as the governor who's in a wheelchair, he he got in an accident while he was jogging. A tree fell, it fell on him, it paralyzed him, so that's why he's in a wheelchair. He made his money through suing the insurance companies. That's how he made
Yeah.
his money. As governor, he has ensured that people can no longer sue the insurance companies like that.
Yeah. Because guess what? I'm fine.
Yeah.
F everybody else. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so just that's just a little hint of like the foolishness that is running. And then Ken Paxton was literally by his own house, like by the own Texas government, found to be guilty of fraud.
Yes. Yes.
And then nothing, and they didn't do like they were like, yeah,
N-
something happened, but then they didn't
yeah.
hold his
A
feet to the
a
fire.
slap on the wrist and that's it. Let's move
Yeah.
on. And it infuriates me because, especially in San Antonio, it is a big blue city. It's predominantly Hispanic. I say that because I'm from there. We outnumber everybody. And so like just go and do that one thing because look at look at the people that represent you. Do they look like you?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to make this about skin color or ethnicity, background, race, but if we should have people that look like us in important spaces, we deserve a seat at that table also. We should be involved in the decisions that affect us, our children, our parents. Like go
Yeah.
and do something. It's just I can say I'm so thankful that I moved myself and the kids to California because it really did change the trajectory of our lives.
Wine break. Time to refill that glass and come back for more wine and chisme. Hola, Wine and Chisme familia. We've got some exciting news to share. The Wine and Chisme now has a voicemail line. That's right, you can literally call us, leave your thoughts, questions, or even suggest topics you want us to dive into on future episodes. Whether you want to share how an episode resonated with you, or ask about previous wines we've featured, or even tell us about your own chisme, we want to hear your voice. Porque este podcast has always been about connection, and now we can make that connection even more real. So grab your phone and call us at 858-304-0266. Leave us a message, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and whatever's on your heart. Who knows? Your voice might be featured on an upcoming episode. Because at the end of the day, Wine and Chisme is about all of us coming together, sharing our stories, and celebrating our community. Now, be a part of the podcast in a whole new way. Again, that number is 858-304-0266. We want to hear from you. So what made you like want to move to California, want to move to San Diego? How did that even come about?
So this predates me. My mom's older brother, my uncle George, enlisted in the Navy when he was 17, and he was stationed here in San Diego. Met my beautiful and amazing Aunt Carmen. She's, oh my gosh, she's one hell of a woman. Super poderosa. Like, I love that lady. And, they settled here. And, you know, all of my childhood, I spent fantasizing about traveling to San Diego because we would come every summer, every other summer, a couple of summers, throughout my childhood to visit my Uncle George and my Aunt Carmen and their two kids, my cousins George and Sandra. And we always had such a good time in California. And, fast forward, maybe 2011, 2012, I was able to bring my own kids to California and have them experience the weather and Disneyland and this extended family that we had over here. Foreshadowing at that time was the fact that my marriage was falling apart, and you know spent the next couple of years coming out here with my kids. And one day my Aunt Carmen said, you should just come live here. And I would always say that San Diego's my happy place, right? Oh, especially Coronado. Coronado's my happy place because I would
Oh,
want to
you
go to
really you
McKee's.
really followed the for a long time. It was like find your happy place. Come to San Diego.
Yes,
That was the
I I
that was the
literally did
motto.
that. Yes. And so one summer when I was here with the kids, I applied. I had applied. I'd sent all of my information in and was kind of waiting, hopefully that I would get, selected for an interview while I was here. And nothing happened. And I was in this critical period where my kids were going into middle school, and I knew if I couldn't get here before high school that I was going to stay in Texas because I didn't want my son to start high school and then move him. So
Yeah, it's
there was
hard.
this very special window. So one summer we were here, and that's when I put all my applications in. And then that fall, my Aunt Carmen was celebrating her retirement. And she said, "Yeah, I want you to come. I want you to come to my retirement." And I was like looking at the dates. It was Thanksgiving week. The kids were going to be with their father. I said, "I'll do it. I'll go." So I booked my ticket and I was going to stay with them while I was, getting myself ready. I was chatting with my good friend back home, and he said, while you're there, you should, scroll through Tinder and see what's out there. And I will never forget Eddie said, "What do you have to lose, Cynthia? What do you have to lose? Like, just do it." I was like, "You know what? You're right. Fuck
The
it."
worst that could happen is nothing.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I come out to California on a Monday. I'm, scrolling through. I match with someone, and I'm like, okay, it's Monday. I've got to figure out like what I'm going to do. I'm on a time crunch because I had even told him, should I just put not here for a long time, just a good time? He's like, don't do that.
I think you would have
Don't
gotten a whole other
do
different
that.
responses.
Don't do that. So I matched with someone and I was like, okay, I literally have to make this happen because on Tuesday, we're going to Julian. On Wednesday, we're doing this. Like my week was laid out, and on Saturday is the retirement. So I messaged him like, hey, his tagline was pretty much have my shit together. And so I responded with pretty much have my shit together too. And then he responded. We went back and forth, and we decided we were going to meet up on Wednesday for a drink. And so it almost didn't happen. I couldn't borrow my aunt's car. He was looking for some sailor who had gone missing. And the reason why, and I can tell
Oh,
you
he's a
with
Navy guy.
the reason why I was okay with this match was because
He's an
I figured
officer.
he's a chief, and I
Yeah.
figured he'd be completely okay with like a long distance thing, right? I'll fly in on the weekend, we can hang out. I fly back to San Antonio, win-win, right? He was going to be okay with this, separation if a separation existed. So we meet on Wednesday for a drink, and we have pretty much been together since the Wednesday before Thanksgiving in 2015.
You took the San Diego girly rite of passage very
Yes.
seriously on your visit. Because if you've
Yes.
grown up in San Diego and you, especially if you're a girl, I'm sure if you're a guy,
Right.
you like,
Maybe
there's
different.
some equivalent, whatever. But especially if you're a girl, you have dated a Marine and you have dated a sailor.
Yes.
And I have
Check,
done
check.
both. I've dated a Marine. I've dated multiple Marines and multiple sailors.
That's
And my
so
husband is neither
funny.
of those. But I met my husband on Bumble.
Ah, yeah. So, very, very much like not what I expected, but Friday comes along and we have an official date and, he forgets his wallet. And
Ah,
I'm
likely story.
and I'm like, oh, great. He forgets his wallet. So I'm already thinking like loser, I'm not gonna call him back. Like this is it. But I offer as a sweet Southern woman, I
Well,
said,
of course, or else how are you gonna eat?
right.
You're like, normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm hungry.
Yeah, a girl's got to eat. So he said, no, no. We had gone to a record store. And then he was like, no, I have to go get my wallet. So then I'm like, oh, now we're going to go to your house. Right. Okay. Sure. We go back. Sure enough, his wallet is sitting on the top of his couch. So then I see, oh, he really did forget it. Like in his rush to get out of the house, he had left it on the couch. So, I believed him. It wasn't anything that he planned. But we decided to make dinner at his house because at the time he was receiving Blue Apron meal
I think
kits.
he
So
lured you there. I
it
think
was, yeah,
he's like, if I put it on the couch, she'll think I really left.
it's going to look like. So
I
then
see what
that
he's doing there.
he's a smart, smart man. And then Saturday, my aunt in the morning, she's like, invite him to my party. And I was like, Aunt Carmen, the party's for family. Like, no, that's gonna be weird. She's like, no, invite him.
Especially in our culture, like meeting the family is a huge, like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, if I'm just banging you, you're not meeting my family.
Thank you very much. Right. So no, and so I'm like, oh, she said, what's the worst that he can say no? So I took a picture of the invitation and I said, "Hey, my aunt wanted me to extend this invitation to you for her retirement party." And he says, "Oh, I'm free. Yeah, I'm happy to accompany you." So he picks me up. We go to this party, and in a wild turn of events, my aunt breaks her ankle at the party. She gets whisked off on a gurney with the hottest firefighters you've ever seen. And she's in her beautiful ball gown with the tiara and she's waving at everybody goodbye. They
Of
whisk her
course, a
off.
Latina tia would end up doing that. Do you
Yes.
see? Do you see? They send the
Bye.
hottest ones for me to take care of me. Bye.
Yeah. So the party continues. And I think, okay, we'll end our night here. No, the night doesn't end. He is my ride back to my aunt's house, but because she's at the hospital, we now have to load the cake that she didn't get to cut, the balloons, all her presents. And, I've known this man for 3 days. And I say, would you mind if, taking me and my aunt and all the freaking regalia to the house? So he does. While we're doing that, cousin's like, hey, can you drop me off at the hospital? So again, do you
Oh my
think you could
gosh.
take me and my primo to the hospital? And so sure enough, like at this point, I know I'm never going to see this guy again because who in their right mind is going to want to be around all of that crazy? So this happens on Saturday. Sunday, he says, texts and says, hey, do you think your family would be okay with me taking you to the airport? And I'm like, oh my God, they would actually be relieved because Aunt Carmen's laid up on the couch with a broken foot, you know, gifts are everywhere, balloons are everywhere. Of course, they're going to be like, oh, take her.
Bye.
We don't have time to take her to the
Don't
airport.
let the door hit you. We
So
love you, but we're not taking
yeah,
you anywhere.
see you next time. So he comes over and everyone's asking us when we're flying back together. Like, when are you guys flying home? And I was like, oh, I'm flying home. He's staying here. Like, this is not a thing, right? I'm going to the airport back home and he's staying
Because in your head,
here.
you're still thinking, I'm not here for a long time, but for a good
Well,
time.
only for a good time. So the night of the retirement party, my cousin gives me my aunt's birthday retirement present. It's this big ring that they're going to gift her on her retirement. But of course, she doesn't make it, so it's now on Sunday. I slip it in my bag, and I'm on the way to the airport when my cousin calls and he's like,
You have the
"Hey,
ring.
you have the ring." And I've got to catch my flight. And so I'm like, "Shit. I'm already like at the
No,
airport."
no,
So I look over and
no.
I said, "Hey, do you think you would be able to take this ring back to my aunt's house?" And he's like, "Yeah, if you just give me the address, I'll run it back." So I naively, of course, tell my cousin, "Oh, he's going to take it. He's going to take it by the house." And my cousin's like, "Are you are you sure?" I was like, "Oh yeah, he'll take it. He'll be right. I want to give him the address. He'll be right over." And I don't know this, but my cousin is literally thinking that guy's going to take off with his ring. We don't know him
Yes.
from Adam, right?
Yeah.
No, of course, because he's the sweetest man on the planet. He drives that ring back to my aunt's house, and then within the next couple of days, bakes his signature oatmeal cookie and takes them back to my aunt's house so they can have oatmeal cookies.
What? Okay, first I have a couple questions. What ethnicity is your husband?
His name's Luis Rodriguez.
There you go. Two, can we have more of that? And like that's why women don't want to date, right? Because they can't find men like that.
Yes,
Like they
literally. Yeah.
like
I,
to the manosphere, that would be total, oh, what a cuck, what a this, what a that, what a bitch, blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah.
But guess who has a woman in his arms?
Right, right.
And
And
his
a very good one, I might
pupils.
say.
Yeah, a good one. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that's amazing.
So when you ask, what brought you to California, I always think, lots of things, just a fresh start for me and the kids, but really like this beautiful love story that formed out of like a Tinder match. And we've learned so much about this relationship and about taking care of each other and taking care of our families and blending our families. And so the story continues with, that November we met, we stayed in the long distance relationship until the following summer. So 2016, I was here on vacation and I got a call from the school district and they asked if I would interview for a teaching position. And like, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the time because my son was going into eighth grade and my daughter was going into seventh. So if I didn't make it in
And that's
2016,
actually perfect because it's right before high school. So they have time to still make friends
mhm,
before they enter high school without going into
right.
high school like completely not knowing.
Right, right. So I get the call. Um, my aunt agrees to like this lady, she is literally an amazing woman. I had plans on I think it was like a Wednesday and then Thursday was my interview and she said, "No, you go, you stay with him, you take all your stuff, you get ready. I'm going to send the kids to what is that water park in Chula Vista?
Oh,
Aqua something."
it was the Legoland. It was like
Something
the
or other,
yeah, Aquas. Yeah, I forget the name. I haven't been,
something.
but yeah, I
So
know
she says, "No, I'm going to send the kids there all
right by the
day."
amphitheater.
Yes, yes, right. And so I stay with Louis because Louis, I stay with him because the next day is my interview and I have all my stuff ready. So I go to the interview. This was a Thursday. Go to the interview. We all get back together. And then it's time for me to drive back to Texas. So we're leaving on Sunday. We're going to make the trip Sunday, Monday, because we always stay in Las Cruces, New Mexico. So this is now, I think, the second leg of the trip. It's Monday, and I'm like somewhere in El Paso in the middle of freaking
Nowhere.
nothing. Yeah. And I get a text message from my very first principal, Dr. Sharon Dowdy, an amazing woman also. And she texts and says, "I think they're going to offer you the job." And the kids are asleep. I'm in my beat up Honda Pilot. It's hot,
And
I'm
that's such a
exhausted.
boring drive.
And it's literally the worst drive ever. And I
Anybody
text
who's
back,
driving West Texas is
yeah,
horrible. Is
yeah, go to
so
sleep.
horrible. There
Yeah,
is
not if you're
nothing to
driving.
do. There's no real stop. It's like flat. It's no there's
It's flat.
you hit El Paso and you don't hit a big city, really. I
Until
mean,
Junction. It's like El Paso to like even Kerrville. It's like Junction is this space in the middle where you can gas up. But I would always tell the kids this is the time to go to sleep because it's going to look
yeah,
like this for the next 300, 400 miles. So I get this text message from her and she says, they're going to offer you the position. And I text back, that would mean that I have to get home, pack, sell, drive back and enroll my kids in school in 2 weeks. And all she texted back was, you can do it. And that was it. That was it. That was what I needed. I needed to hear, yeah, yes, you can. You can do hard things.
you
And
can do
so it was a whirlwind. I was exhausted. There was a lot of crying, but man, did my people show up for me in Texas when I said, hey, this is what's happening. Man, my friends, they just, they wrapped me up in love and support and
Yeah,
they
that's
got me.
awesome. I
They
mean, I
got,
don't doubt
yeah,
that. Like, I love my friends in Texas. Absolutely.
yeah,
Like when I was coming back, I had a going away
yeah,
party and my friends showed up and
yes,
they were so happy and nobody was surprised I was coming back, right?
yeah,
Nobody was
yeah.
surprised. So that's so exciting for you. And how did your kids feel about that?
There was some rough patches because they were at a very tender time in their upbringing. It was rough. I will not sugarcoat it and say that it was easy. There were a lot of times I cried up my way to work because I'd go drop them off and something had happened on the car ride and I'd be crying on the way to work and try to pull myself together to meet my 24 kindergarten students who wouldn't want to know why Miss Rodriguez was crying, or maybe they would want to know because they went to chismosos. But just we went through some hardships. It was a struggle and I was so far away from my friends and family. It was hard to be here alone. Of course, I had my aunt and my wonderful cousins, but it was hard. It was hard not to have that support that I was so used to having in San
Yeah.
Antonio.
And
But
plus
I
then
will
you're having
say,
to be that rock for your kids too. So you can't like you can't well, I mean, I guess you can't put that on them, right? Like you could say, look, I'm having a tough time too. We're all
yeah,
adjusting,
yeah,
but you can't go be like the whole Llorona to your kids and
no,
be like, I
woe
know,
is
I wish I
me.
had a support system too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you have to be their
yeah.
support system.
Yeah, I missed my mom. I missed my dad. Missed my sisters and all of my friends and just having that web of people that were constantly supporting me. But those, I will say, like I knew that I had to do it for my kids. And man, those two, like words can't describe
Did they
how
fall in love
important.
with San Diego like you did?
Yeah, compared to like Texas for sure, because it's so hot. And we lived a nice life there, but they did really thrive. And I say, they have this great foundation in Texas, and they have a family and friends too that they can look back for support. Here, they really managed to become like the versions of themselves that led them to New York, right? That gave them this confidence and this ability and really honed their talents to get to the schools that they wanted to get to and to live in with 8 million people and navigate it on their own. And they're world travelers and they've been to Paris and Ibiza and like they've just been to all these places that their ancestors would have never even dreamed about.
That's so cool.
And
When
yeah,
No, that's so awesome. I love that. I love that for you. I love that for them because that means you raise them to be, confident in themselves and that it's okay. I think by you moving to San Diego, right? You already showed them it's okay to break away and it
to
can be
take
healthy
risks.
to break away and
Yeah.
take risks. And now they're doing so what took that? Why did they decide to go to school in New York?
So I would always tell them when they were little, go far, right? Go far. I'll go see you. I'll go, like, don't stay here. You don't need to be right here next to me. And I know when my son was accepted at a school in New York, so many of my family members was like, ay, ¿por qué tan lejos? Right? Oh, they're going to be so far. You're not going to be able to, know how they're doing. But how could I keep them here? How could I keep them? My grandfather would always say, tienen que volar, like, tienen que ir del nido, like they have to go and fly. And I love that. I love that he would say that even in the space that he was in, he recognized that, like, you can't keep your kids in the nest. You have to let them fly. They have to go. They'll come back, right?
Yeah.
They'll come back, but you have to let them go and experience life. And so my son went to study songwriting and music composition. He got into his dream school, NYU, and man, like, what a journey to see him fulfill his greatest dream at his, this big school that he wanted to attend, and manage to get himself there. And then, my daughter spent a year. I would always tell her, we're not the Obamas. You can't do a gap year. I can't afford a gap year, but she took some time off. She went to Spain. She did an internship, and then the following year was accepted to FIT in New York. And they're both just these Manhattanites. They have Zoran as their mayor, and they're taking the subway every day. They're doing all the things that I could only dream about for
I
them.
love New
And
York.
what, oh, me
I
too. I
love
think
New York.
yeah, I think I heard when you were speaking with Erica, that love of New York, and I could totally relate. And, funny story, um, an old friend of mine from back home had sent me a postcard from New York, and he said, there's something about this city that's so you. And I hadn't been. He brought me back a Derek Jeter jersey because I was a little crush on him at the time, and Alex
Who
Rodriguez, and
didn't?
you
Who didn't?
right. And so I recently found that postcard and thought, how funny that he felt that that city was so me, and both of my kids live there.
That's
Just
so
full
awesome.
circle.
Yeah. I always say, like, if I would have moved to New York instead of Dallas, I probably wouldn't have come back home to California. And I
My
mean,
husband says that. Yeah. He says it
I
about the sailors that are here. Like, if you're stationed in San Diego, you pretty much want to stay in San Diego, except for the people that are from New York. They want to
yeah,
be back in the East Coast.
yeah. I mean, there's no other place I would rather live than here, than home, than
For
San
sure.
Diego.
Yeah.
But like, had I moved to Dallas because I was like, look, I'm young, I'm single, I don't have any kids. Like, if I'm going to do something,
Now's the time.
now's the time to
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
venture out on my own to see how it is. Had I done that in New York and found my footing which I think I would have found my footing in New York. Because when
For
I'm
sure you would
there,
have.
yeah, like when I'm there, people always think that I'm from there. That I get like, how do I get here
Yes.
all the
Same.
time? And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh no. And sometimes I fake it by, oh, do you have your Maps app? Let me show you how you can do
Yeah.
it on your
Yes.
Maps app.
Yeah. I tell my kids, oh my God, I'm like a local. Somebody asked me for help in the subway.
Yes. Oh, I get that all. Yeah, I get people asking me for help. And there when I'm there, people always think I'm Puerto Rican. Actually, I think I get
Oh,
that more than anything else is
that's
Puerto
funny.
Rican.
You know what I get here? People ask me if I'm Filipina.
Really?
All the time. I always get asked if I'm Filipina. Yeah. And I'm like,
I
I'm
don't.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm whatever.
Have you
Whatever
been
you
to
want.
Titas, by the way? Have you been to Titas in
N-
National City?
no, but it's on my list. It is on my
Wow.
list.
Girl, you are missing out.
Okay, we'll
It
have to
is
go.
so for my husband introduced me to it.
Oh, okay, for sure.
And
Let me put it in my notes.
yeah, it is so good. And they give you this soup at the beginning.
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't care
okay.
how hot it is. Like, it's one of those, right?
That
Like,
you're gonna have
one of those
caldo.
caldos. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I don't care. It is freaking delicious.
Titas in National City.
Yeah.
Shout out, Titas. Okay, perfect. I'll add it to my notes as a place to visit. Because I
Yes.
think I have had it on a few, it's come up on a few things. And so I have like this running mental list of places that I want to go, but I need to put it in my notes.
Yes. And if you want to try like vegan or vegetarian food, My oldest son is the sous chef at Mothership in South Park.
Oh, I love Mothership.
Yeah, that's where he works.
I love Mothership. That place is so fun.
And his food is so good. Like
Okay, well,
if
today is
he,
supposed to be date night, so
yeah. Ask for Quentin. Well, Quentin's in the kitchen and just be like, I know your stepmom.
how funny.
I
He's
listen
gonna
to,
be
she
all
was recording with
vieja
me
loca.
today. I know. He knows how I am, so it's not like
Yeah,
it
not a
wouldn't surprise
surprise.
him. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise him at all. He would probably
That's
just send me a
funny.
text and be like, "Hey, somebody who was on your podcast is in here today," and I would know exactly who it is. Because
That's
I always tell him,
funny.
I'm like, I'm always telling people to go visit Mothership and to, especially if I know you're cooking. Because girl, I'm telling you,
Yeah. Is it
I
every day that he's cooking?
most days I think. Well, he has it like I think right now he has Tuesday, Wednesdays off.
Mm.
So yesterday he had off, but I messaged him earlier today because he made granola to put on something during
Oh my
Thanksgiving.
gosh. I love homemade
Oh my
granola.
gosh, it's the best granola I've ever had,
Really?
ever. And it's a lot healthier when you make it
Yeah.
too.
Oh, for
So I
sure. It's
had
not as
messaged
processed.
him and I was just like, hey, I'm like, can you send me your recipe? Because he's like, yeah, absolutely. Because it is so good. His
Wow.
Brussels sprouts.
Ooh, I love a Brussels
So
sprout.
like he made mashed potatoes one day and we're seeing him with the lemon. We're like, what are you doing? He was putting lemon zest in the mashed
And the
potatoes.
mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were like, me and his dad were like, what?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously he knows what he's doing. He's a chef. And then we tasted it and we're like, holy shit. This
Isn't
is
that
so fucking
crazy? The
good.
flavor combinations that exist that you wouldn't even think of doing.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that's an
nuts.
art.
It's so crazy. I know. It's just ay. But yeah, I mean I'm not an empty nester in that way because my and I refer to them as my kids because when we got
Hmm.
married, me and my husband got married, I asked how they want me to refer to them as. Like,
Oh, I
do
love
you want me to
that.
refer like wanted to be respectful, right?
Yeah,
And I
I
said, do
love
you want
that.
me to refer to you as my stepkids by your first name? And they were like,
Hmm.
your son. We're your sons. I was
Oh,
like,
I love
okay, so
that.
that's so I refer to them as my sons because they're
That's
like,
so
no, we're
sweet.
your sons now. So you refer to us as your sons. You don't say step. And I was like, all right.
I love that. I love that.
And they're like, we
Yeah,
might even call you mom. I'm like, you're grown. Like if you were
yeah,
little, then if you want, I would still not pressure you. If you want to call me mom, if it slips out and you want to call me that, that's fine. If you just call me by my first name, that's fine too.
yeah.
So just don't
Right,
call me
right.
anything like bad. So I don't have
Awesome.
that whole like empty nest thing. How are you feeling now that both your kids are in New York? How are you adjusting to life as an empty nester?
So you know what's interesting? It's something that I just read recently about reframing who you are with what you do, right? Because, for years, not even years, for decades, I have been Cynthia, the teacher, administrator, educator, right? I have tied my identity to what I do for work. And one of the things that I read in this article was basically suggesting that when someone asks, what do? You don't explain what you do for work, right? That what I do now as an empty nester for me is it's reconnecting with the Cynthia that existed before the kids came, before I was a mother, before I was a wife. Well, Cindy from the Southside. What did she like to do, right? And reconnect with her. I've always loved gardening, so of course my kids say I play with my plants, right? I'm outside playing. I play with my plants. We started taking salsa and bachata lessons.
Where do you
I
go? We need to go.
Oh,
Me and my husband want to do that.
okay. So shout out to Tony Garcia at the Rosin Box in Point Loma, right there in Liberty Station.
Oh my gosh, I'm super close to
Yes,
that too.
I'll send you the info. So it's basically Wednesday is beginner salsa and beginner bachata. Wednesday, he always offers like a free class. Your first class is free. And then Mondays, it's um, level two salsa and bachata. So it's like 7:30 to 8:30 we do salsa, and then 8:30 to 9:30 we do bachata. And we have so much fun. We haven't gone to practice out in the wild yet because our schedules have been super busy. But girl, you need to go
No,
because it's
okay.
so
I know
much
I'm
fun.
making a face. The only reason I'm making that face is because our anniversary lands on a Wednesday. So maybe and he's
Ah,
taking the day off. He's actually taking a couple days off. And I'm like, who, I wonder if we could, because he has Tuesday, Wednesday, he took Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off.
yeah.
And I'm
I
thinking,
made that my birthday present last year. I asked both my husband and the kids to join me for a free salsa class. That was their gift to me, right? If you want to know what I want you to come to salsa class with me.
yeah,
So
because when
make it
like
your
our
birthday
first
gift.
trip, we went to Oaxaca and we went salsa dancing, and I'm okay. Well, I need
Yeah.
somebody, I need somebody who's really good at leading because I always
Hmm.
want to take charge. Again,
Yeah.
that whole so then
My
I end
husband
up
said,
like
let me
tripping over
lead.
myself because yeah,
Yeah.
because
Let me lead you.
yeah, and I shouldn't. But if I
Yeah.
have somebody who really knows what they're doing, yeah, then I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we go to this club, we go to the salsa club in Oaxaca, and everybody there is going
Getting
nuts. And he
down.
goes,
Yeah.
"This is not there." I think we came to professionals night. I'm like, no, these people just go out dancing all the time. They know what they're doing because they
Yes.
practice. So I'm
Yes.
wondering, I'm like, what if we do an early dinner and then go and take a class?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you after this and
I'll
everything.
send you info. Yeah, because
Yes.
we've had so much fun. We started in, gosh, I want to say late February. I think late February, and we've done all the month of March, and then there are a few times in April that we are going to be able to go. But I have trips to San Antonio and New York planned, so there's a few that we won't be able to make. But we have such a good time, and it's good. I count it as my cardio for the day. I'm like, okay, I got to work
Yeah,
that
why
in.
not? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's awesome. I can't
so
believe,
much fun.
yes. So now I love that you were saying it's you're reconnecting because I think that's where, I mean, obviously you're not with the person that are your kid's father. So I'm
Mhm.
sure that's a little bit different in regards to like how the relationship, how it grows and separates and grows and separates. Because a lot of people like separate after their kids are out of the house because that they
Mhm.
concentrated so much on the kids that they no longer have anything in common once the kids leave.
Right.
But
Right.
in this case, you're like, wait, I need to, since your husband met you as a fully formed adult and a
The grown
mother,
ass woman.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that the kids are gone, you get to focus on this truly, like you said, this whole new chapter because yes, the kids are gone, but now this is the first time you and your husband have
Right.
time to really focus on one another and focus on the things that you guys have decided
Yes.
to.
And we also need that because of the fact that I've lived this independent life. I also need things that I can do on my own that bring me joy. And the salsa classes was obviously something that we're doing together. I want to learn to roller skate. I want to go back to sewing because I know how to sew, but I haven't sewn in so long. I
Ooh,
want to be able to do
I'll tell
that.
you something later once we're
Okay.
off. I got
I'm
some
wondering
info
if
for
it's
you.
the same thing that I saw because there's
So
something I have
loca?
planned. Yes, in
Yeah.
Barrio. Yes,
Yeah.
I have it on my list for upcoming in April. But there's so many like what I would consider passion projects, things that I'm really happy to do on my own, and of course be present and engaged with my family. Because for so many years, decades of being in the classroom and being at a school site, that job, I took it very seriously. It was very important to me, took a lot of my time. I say this often, I was always present for other people's children, right? I missed the first day of school for my kids every year since the time they started
Oh,
school because
man.
I was with someone else's kids. And so now I can be available for the phone call when the kids are walking from the subway to their apartment or from their work to the
Do they share
subway.
an
And
apartment?
no, that would be my dream, but my daughter's decided she never wants to share a bathroom with her brother again.
Oh, I understand that. You
And
know what?
also, like, they need to live their independent lives
I'm
too.
not even gonna lie. I don't even want to share a bathroom with my youngest sister.
Fair, fair,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I don't mind
And
sharing a
so
bathroom with my husband. He's not messy.
no,
Well,
there's
no, I
always
mean,
someone.
he's not messy in the bathroom. Just say. He's not messy per se. But he doesn't care about clutter, and I
There's
do.
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's also probably like men and women because I'm the same way. I think it's my mom. Like it's a little bit of neurosis where I'm like, oh my god, get the stuff off the counter. I'm obsessed with my counters. I don't want them to be cluttered. I don't want spots on them. So
yeah,
to me, like I when I see myself doing that, I'm like, oh my god, I'm acting like my mother, like that obsessive cleaning. That's my mom. But yeah, they live independently, but I love to be able to take their phone calls. I want to be able to fly to Texas. My dad's birthday's coming up, so I'm going to be there because he's turning 86 and I want to be there the Nesia, right? Asking him, "What do you want to do, dad? And where do you want to go? And what do you want to do? What do you want for your birthday?" I want that now. I get this opportunity to be present with my father, with my sisters, my friends, my stepdad, like all the people that mean something to me in my life. I get to be present for them in a way that I haven't in 30 years.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's girl. It's
We've gone
we
over. Oh my God.
no, it's okay. It's okay. We always end up going over because we have so much to say, but literally we've just been having like a legit just conversation of getting to
Yes.
like it's really just about I feel like we're just getting to know each other, right? Like you're
Yes.
sitting in my
Yes.
living room and we're just like da, 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 and finding out about each
Yes.
other and everything, which I love.
Yes.
Oh my
Absolutely. Same.
gosh. Well, we have to get together because
Yeah. Yes.
you're like what 20 minutes probably from where I'm in like the Bankers Hill area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm a stone
Just
throws
outside
away, if you
downtown.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just outside downtown. So, well, mi gente, if you want to follow Miss Cynthia, her TikTok is Diary of an Empty Nester. So I'm sure she has a lot of fun things that she gets to share.
I'm building my content. Yes.
Yes. But sometimes it's just good to just have an episode that's just light. I get that's
Yes.
just like I get a lot of people saying that they really enjoy the Chisme episodes because
Hmm.
I mean, unfortunately, with a lot of things that are happening right now, sometimes it's not as light as I would be, and
Of
we did talk,
course.
but
Yeah.
just to have a conversation that is just a conversation, right?
Some
Just to like
normalcy.
just some oh
Yes.
my gosh, some normalcy, just feeling like, okay, I'm just sitting in the living room with some amigas and just listening
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
their lives without any ulterior motives or anything like that.
Yeah, and then hopefully people feel inspired, especially women, to like take those risks, do the things, do the hard things. You know that you have a support system, and it's okay to freaking reinvent yourself, right? And to be like, you know what, this wasn't working for me. I'm going to go try something else.
It's
It's
never too late.
okay. Never. And just like go do the things, reconnect with yourself, spend time with you, right? Like just be the person, become the person that maybe you haven't been in a while.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I'm in this whole thing as well of looking back, like reflecting on the things. I think ultimately, like I said, I'm still the same person inside,
Hmm. Yeah.
but now that I have a platform that I'm able to use my voice,
Yeah.
then it makes me like, I'm not nervous about what I say anymore in regards to
Mhm.
because,
Yeah.
w- you know, I might say stupid stuff still, but I also am not going to come out here saying like stupid stuff.
Yeah. Right. Right. You're still edit yourself.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
ultimately, I'm the editor, so if I don't
There
want
you go.
something.
That's perfect. There are times in my life where I've needed that.
And I encourage you to follow Cynthia, to reach out. If you're an empty nester,
Mhm.
like reach out, tell her that like share with us, the things that you're doing to how you're reinventing yourself or how you're
Mhm.
reconnecting, not maybe necessarily reinventing, but reconnecting
Yeah.
with yourself. Cynthia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't get off once I hit end, but unfortunately, mi gente, this is the end for you. So until next time.
Hola, mi gente. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Wine and Chisme podcast. If you would like to hear more wine and more chisme, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Saludos.